Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Today I want to talk about how I set up my amp to get a good live and recording sound. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So, first off, I want to say that this is going to vary widely from person to person. This is because we all have different tastes. That being said, I am hoping that this video will help you to find and develop your own sound. Also, the two ways that I set up my amp is the way that I set up real amps, not modelers and not modelers. Some of you may not know, but I just got my first modeler. For that, please go check out the video here. Now, there are two different ways that I set up my amps. The first is for recording. The second way is for live shows. In this video, we're going to focus on the first way, that is recording. The second way, I'll get into another video. In these videos, I will be demonstrating on my Gallien-Krueger MB200. Now, let's get started then, shall we? Step 1, connectivity. One of the first things that I consider is how am I going to be connecting my amp to the DAW or DAW? Direct or miking up a cab. Today, we are going directly into my my MB200, as you can see right here. Boom. So, with knowing that I'm going direct in, there are a few things that I no longer need to be concerned with. First of all, one being mic placement. Second of all, is I really don't have to worry about it being too loud. So if I'm doing this in like the middle of the night or whatnot, this is my preferred method. Now, with that being said, we move on to step 2, which is EQ. So, how do I go about my EQ? Well, very simple. We start off, I like to go from high to low. So as you can see here, I got treble, high mid, low mid, and bass. What I like to do is, if I'm recording a whole band, I like to do this while playing with the other instruments. So having guitars in the background, the drums going. For just something solo like this, it's very simple. First things first, I make sure the volume is all the way up on my bass. Today I'm using my Mark Hoppus signature bass. And the first thing I like to do is set, like I said, treble to noon. Actually, I like to set all mine to noon first. There we go. Now we got a nice, kind of flat, very basic sound. So there's a little twang. I like it, but not so much. So I'm just going to roll the treble off a bit. Right about there. I like that. Now the treble and the high end is where you get most of your definition for, especially in the bass, because the bass takes care of the low end. But I like to have a little treble because, like I said, that gets all your definition. So I like that. Next we move on to the high mid, or the second one. And pretty much I'm going to do the same thing for the treble. I'm going to do the same thing for the high mid as I did for the treble. And that's just roll it off just a smidge. Right about there. Let's see how that sounds. So I like that. Now, moving on, we're entering the lower section. I'm actually going to roll the lows off quite a bit, more than the treble. All right, now I'm also going to bring the treble up a smidge because I feel like it needs a little bit more definition. Back to noon. I like that. Now, moving on to the bass. I'm actually going to roll. This is the first one I'm actually going to roll more onto. Bring it to probably about 1 o'clock. Let's see how that sounds. So I really like that right there. But something I should have done beforehand, and I'm going to do it really quickly, is tune my bass because it sounds out of tune, which is something you should always do beforehand. So hold on. All right, so I just tuned this to standard tuning. E, A, D, go. So, I like that. Anyways, back to my setup. So, as you saw, I came in with the treble, then I adjusted the mid, then I adjusted the low mid, and then I adjusted the bass. And I really like how this is sounding right here. Now, if you look here, you see that I have a contour and a minus 10 dB. Let's turn this on. Let's see what this does. And then cut it off. Back on. And back off. So obviously I'm going to leave the 10 pad off. Now, contour. On, off, on, so I like it like this. So once again, very boiled down version of how I do it. First, I tune my bass. That should be always the first thing you do. I make sure the volume is up all the way on my instrument. Then I think about how am I going to connect this to. Obviously, I'm connecting it to the. I'm connecting this through the DI, which means I don't have to worry about mic placement. I don't have to worry about adding anything else. And today I'm going straight from my bass into the amp. If I was running an effects pedal or something like that, I would do that directly into this. Then I go to the EQ and start from highs to lows. And then after the EQs, I just real quickly mess around with all the extra stuff, like the 10 dB minus and the contour. That's it. That's how I set everything up for recording. That's how I record my amp. Now, like I said, if I'm recording in a band setting or anything like that, I would not do this in a vacuum like how I just did it just now. I would do this while listening to listening to the guitars, to the drums, and having everything go. Why? Because you want to make sure when you're recording that it fits good in the mix. It sits well and it bounces off everything nicely. It doesn't stand out. It doesn't sound horrible. I am a firm believer that tuning and adjusting everything while everything else is going will give you the best sound that you want. I'm also a firm believer of get it right at the source, so that way when you're editing and doing all that stuff, you don't have to fix it in the mix. Make your life easier. So that's it, guys. Like I said, just how I set my amp up for recording. Now, like I said, the biggest thing about this is I want you to take my technique, not my settings, not, oh, where did I place, the treble, or where did I place the low mids. Take my technique, starting with highs to lows, everything at noon, and adjusting from there. That is what I really want you guys to take from this video, because like I said, everyone sounds different. Everyone hears things differently. And then of course, everyone plays in different genres. I mean, some may be playing funk, some may be playing punk, some may be playing metal, some may be playing country. All that is going to require a different sound. So that is what I just wanted to show you, is how I do that and why it may vary from person to person. That's all the time we have for today, guys. I'm Black Boy in the Band, and remember, until next time, keep practicing. Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, jot them down in the comment section below. I'll throw up some more videos that I think you guys might like. One that's my last video, and just another video. Also, feel free to subscribe. I do put out new content every other Tuesday, or at least I try to in these crazy times. Also, go ahead and like this video. That helps me out. And, go ahead, share this video if you think it might help someone else out. Once again, guys, thanks for all you do. I'm Black Boy in the Band, and just remember, keep practicing.